Welcome back, everybody. Sean Patrick Greene here. Doing chapter 10 now of Luke. We're just continuing on all all month long until September or December 24th. So follow along. Luke chapter 10. Let's get to it. So we left off with Jesus, um, sending out the 12 disciples to do miracles in the power. Now he sends out the 70, but else, in some places it says 72. So Luke chapter 10, verse 1. After these things, the Lord appointed other 70 also, and sent them two and two before his face into every city and place. Talking about all over Judea, Jerusalem, Samaria, whether he himself would come. Therefore he said unto them, the harvest truly great, but the laborers few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he would send forth laborers into his harvest. Go your ways, behold, I send you forth as lambs among wolves, carrying neither purse, nor scrip, nor shoes, and salute no man by the way. So in other words, don't take anything with you, just go. And into whatsoever house ye enter, first say, Peace to this house. And if the Son of Peace be there, your peace shall rest upon it. If not, it shall turn to you again. In the same house remain, eating and drinking such things as they give, for the laborers is worthy of his hire. Go not from house to house. And into whatsoever city ye enter, and they receive you, eat such things as are set before you, and heal the sick that are therein, and say unto them, the kingdom of God is come nigh unto you. But into whosoever city ye enter, and they receive you not, go your ways out into the streets of the same, and say, even the dust of your city, which cleaveth on us, we do wipe off against you. Notwithstanding, be ye sure of this, that the kingdom of God is come nigh unto you. But I say unto you, that it shall be more tolerable in that day for Sodom than for that city. So he's basically saying, if you're not being received of the message, it's going to be worse than it was for Sodom. All right, verse 13. This is referenced in Matthew 11, 20 to 24. He began to, as he then began he to upbraid the cities where most of the mighty works were done, because they repented not. So this is him pretty much reprimanding those that didn't receive him. All right, Luke 10, verse 13. Woe unto you, Chorazin! Woe unto you, Bethsaida! For if the mighty works have been done in Tyre and Sidon, which is in Lebanon, which have been done in you, they had a great while ago repented. In other words, they would have repented a long time ago, sitting in sackcloth and ashes, which is customary for repenting. That was a custom that was found in even in Ezra or Esther's, the book of Esther, when Mordecai was dressed in sackcloth and put ashes over his head. And thou, Capernaum, verses 15, and thou, Capernaum, which art exalted to heaven, shalt be thrust down to hell. But So he that heareth you heareth me. He that despiseth you despiseth me. And he that despiseth me despiseth him that sent me. The happy, okay, so the next section is called the happy results. Okay, starting verse 17, chapter 10, verse 17. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. Verse 18. And Jesus said, He said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Notwithstanding, in this rejoice not, that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. So basically, he's not saying rejoice in all the great works that you can do on this planet. He says rejoice the fact that you have admittance to God's kingdom. Your name is in the book of life. That's even a better thing to rejoice about. Yeah, I haven't heard any worship songs that are out there that sing, "Yay, we cast out devils, yay." No, we rejoice because we're in we're going to heaven. That's what we rejoice in. Okay, Matthew 11:25 to 27 is the next reference for this next section. Luke 10:21. And in that hour Jesus rejoiced in spirit and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, that thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes. Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in thy sight. All things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth who the Son is, but the Father, and who the Father is, but the Son, and that whom the Son will reveal. And he turned him unto disciples, and said privately, Blessed are the eyes that see the things that ye see. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see such things which ye see, and have not seen, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard. So he's basically saying, just be happy that you need to be grateful. You are blessed that you're seeing these things that all the prophets were prophesying was to happen. All right, starting at verse 25 is the reference by Matthew 22:34 to 40. The Pharisees were heard and had put the Sadducees to silence. They were gathered together. All right, and then also Mark 12:28 to 34. One of the scribes came, having heard them reasoning together, and perceived that he had answered them well. All right, so there's an encounter he'll have. Luke 10:25. And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tempted him, saying, Master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? And he said unto him, What is written in the law? How readest thou? And he answered, said, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy strength, with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. And he said unto him, Thou hast answered right. Do this, and thou shalt live. But he, willing to justify himself, said unto Jesus, And who is my neighbor? So he's basically trying him, trying to find a loophole, you know what I mean, and trying to catch Jesus stumbling. But you know what? Jesus always comes back with parables. People who think they're smarty pants. The story of the Good Samaritan comes up. Luke 10:30. And Jesus answered, said, a certain went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment, and wounded, and departed, leaving half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. And likewise a Levite, when he saw at when he was at the place, came and looked, and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion, and went to and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. So he was pouring in oil, he poured in the wounds, and wine in the wounds, and sent him on his beast. That's all about the Holy Ghost right there, in case you didn't catch that. Verse 35. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence, and gave to the host, and said to him, take care of him, and whosoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. Which now of these three, thinkest thou, was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? And who's asking? But he was talking to let's see, a certain lawyer. Okay, stood up, tempted, saying, Master, what shall we do to inherit eternal life? All right, so we're talking about why he was replying to this lawyer, trying to tempt him. What can I do to inherit eternal life? Jesus, after his parable, says, which of these three thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? And the lawyer said, he showed mercy on him. He that showed mercy on him. Then said Jesus unto him, go and do likewise. So basically saying, whoever is your neighbor, show mercy. That's how you show mercy to your neighbor. That's how you love your neighbor as yourself. Martha and Mary, starting at verse 38. Now it came to pass as they went, that he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, which also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his word. But Martha was cumbered about much serving, and came to him and said, Lord, dost thou not care that my sister hath left me to serve alone? Bid her therefore that she help me. Martha was complaining that her sister was trying to serve Jesus, basically. And Jesus answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things. You're a worrywart. But one thing is needful, and Mary hath chosen that good part, which shall not be taken away from her. So in other words, basically, Martha's complaining, Mary's not helping, but Jesus was saying, Mary is helping me, which is a greater help, basically. And, I'm sure Martha was a little resentful about that. I mean, come on, man, I need help. I need help too. But you know what? Jesus was trying to say that she's serving a greater purpose than just serving man. but serving God as well. So, anyways, there's your chapter 10. Once again, go to ShawnPGreene.com. You'll see the links for my YouTube channel, and on my YouTube, you'll see all the book of Luke, chapter by chapter, every day up until Christmas Eve. Here we go, day 10. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
Right. Wash your hands good.